This Boxster here debuted at SEMA a week ago, and that's the whole idea of how ünStock came about. We were looking for all of these beautiful Porsches that were being built for SEMA. Where did they go? Where did they get showcased later? Well, ünStock was born. It's ünStock 2024. We are in Corona, California. Manny, what do we have this week?
Oh, more importantly, we're in Eibach, the manufacturing facility. What a perfect venue for ünStock, because what do people do when they get their Porsches? They want to lower them.
Exactly.
And Eibach's there to help them out.
Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications by clicking on the bell icon and never miss a video. We've got lots of Porsche content coming your way.
So we've got a lot of cars here. How many do we have outside and how many do we have inside?
We have about 45 inside and about 120 outside.
And I thought it would be perfect to start with the car and the whole idea, SEMA, bringing about ünStock. Believe it or not, this is a 986 Boxster with a very unique exterior. Manny, maybe you want to show them the interior.
So what I love about this car, it gives whole new life to the 986. It makes you wonder, maybe Porsche should have made it like this. They took the inspiration from the 911, like an 87 to 98 911 with the updated dash, 5 dials, totally different than what Porsche did with the Boxster. They added like a speedster fairing, but the back part, that's where GT1 vibes come into play. And the first thing I thought of was, it needs a maiden flock sticker because it looks like a baby GT1.
Now, if you think 986 Boxster prices are probably going to start going up because people can transform their cars into something like this, wow.
Yeah, wide body to the max.
Very cool. And of course, we ran into other cars at SEMA. This one behind me, I think it might be one of the very few, if the only one. This is a 996 drift car.
And it also has RWB vibes with these bolt-on flares, super lightweight, but tell them about that front suspension.
Now, to be able to drift a rear-engined car, it's going to take some special suspension componentry. Check out the lean on this here, the camber. Believe it or not, to achieve this camber, the owner of this car went back to the parts bin of a JDM car. I believe the setup here is off of a 240, and it bolted up with just a few minor modifications. I looked underneath of the hood here, and it's very stock. It almost bolted up.
Makes the 996 even sexier now with these curves.
Now, I can't wait to see this. Now, we don't do drifting in PCA, but I know this car will be in the drift circuit, and I hope it does well because it's going to show off the platform and what it can do. We have some wildly modified cars here at ünStock, but there are quite a few of them that are modified, but tastefully done.
Yes, and it doesn't take a whole lot to make yours look that much more special, which makes me think when I get one of these cars, this may be the way to go.
What I like about this car is the stance. Of course, a modified car, the first thing you should do is to lower it and look at the clearance you have here. Beautiful BBS wheels, modified turn signals, a little lip spoiler, tastefully done, and a beautiful wrap, and that's all you need to be ünStock. Here we have a Cayenne that is ünStock, and it's a Cayenne GTS.
And you know what, if I pull up behind this, I know this person knows what they are doing because the license plate belongs to the famous Leszek Polak, which our Grand Marshal for ünStock, Alvin Springer, got started at that dealership.
Very cool. Now this thing obviously is lifted. Overlanding is still going very strong. When we were at SEMA, there's a whole hall dedicated to overlanding, and this Cayenne probably has most of the components that are available.
This is the perfect generation where everyone looks at to convert to an overlander.
We love the wheels, we love the ride height, the interior, the bars, and the lighting. This is ready to go into your favorite forest and get things done. So let's take a look inside. We're gonna walk through the Eibach R&D Center, and in here, you're gonna find some of the staff cars. Wilfred Eibach's 964 Targa sits over here. Christian, our main contact at Eibach, he's got a couple cars over here. We're gonna take you inside to see some of our ünStock cars that have been strategically placed by Manny.
You know what the cool thing is? The guys that work here are car enthusiasts too, so they'll bring their personal cars to do a lot of the R&D development.
Let's go. So look who we ran into, Lorenzo from West Coast Customs, one of the past hosts of ünStock. How's the show so far?
Absolutely excellent. Seeing some of the cars from our events
Yeah.
and from the first event and last year's HRE, but we love seeing new cars here and we'll continue to support every year.
All right, have
Thank you
fun.
for everything you guys do.
We'll see you later.
All right.
Hey, Lorenzo, good seeing you.
It's beautiful in here. You curated the cars, set them up for a wonderful setting, so they're very Instagrammy. Besides all that, I'm gonna start with this car. The front end, I love long hood cars, but this has a little twist to it.
Well, backdating isn't anything new anymore. People are taking newer cars and turning them into older cars. This is done very tastefully and I think correctly because he took an 88 911 G-body, the same dimensions as the early long hoods, and turned it into a long hood with the RSR flares, turbo flares, that are made of steel.
Steel. I love the BBS, the Fuchs with the BBS barrels. You go into the back here. The interior is gorgeous, and it's got a lot of the early car vibes there. The wide fenders, as Manny said, but the piece de resistance is under the rear engine lid.
Yeah, so I guess Richard was not happy with the stock 219 horsepower from the 3.2.
Nor was he happy with just a 99336.
No, he did. Not only did he add a supercharger, but he did it to a 993 engine. So now he went from 3.2 to 3.6, twin plugged, plus a supercharger. Now we both drove a supercharged TPC 993, and we know what a blast that is to drive.
Absolutely. On the roads to have power really at your beck and call. This truly is an ünStock ride.
And the most important thing, since he lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, where it's heat 9 months out of the year, air conditioning.
Gotta have it. When we asked Eibach if we could have our event here, not only did they say yes, but they said they would want to step it up a notch and have the machines running while people are taking a tour through the facility. So take a look, you can see the sparks flying. They're actually making springs as we speak.
Yeah, here they actually take the coils, heat them up, and form the springs. Everything's manufactured here in California. And the best part I saw was a lineup of GT3s and a robot operating, and everyone was looking at the robot, not the GT3s.
Manny, camo's more your thing, but this looks crazy.
Well, what's interesting is this is a rare car by itself, a 912E, 76 912E.
1 year only.
1 year only, in the US only. They made 2,099 of them. Who knows how many still exist because they rusted away. But now this owner has taken it and turned it into a true off-road machine.
And I saw some photos earlier where this was in the air landing on one corner. The owner says the car has about 6 inches of travel for the suspension. He runs it. I believe it has an SC drivetrain.
Yeah, put a flat 6 in it now. It's a 912E gone bad, if you will.
Wow. And this is probably the cleanest it's ever been.
Yeah, it's a true, it's not just a poser. He actually takes this serious off-roading.
Way cool. I'm sure many of you have seen the BB car, especially if you were at Works Reunion Monterey earlier this year, where it took kids' choice, people's choice. Manny, where you placed it, it's perfect.
Yeah, it gives it a very industrial contrast to a very colorful car. It's a perfect spot, and a lot of people have not seen this car in person, so it's a great treat to be able to see a car that got so much coverage in Monterey and now in Southern California.
And I think we're gonna have some time with it after the event where we'll do an in-depth dive into how this car came to be. And as you may or may not know, it's a hybrid.
Yeah, it's a true performance hybrid, not meant to get better gas mileage, but to get more power.
Hey,
First,
get out of here.
His mid-50s gift.
Yeah, mid-57. All right, ready when you are.
So besides the hecklers we have behind this car, I came over here to look at this ünStock 356.
It gives you some inspiration of where you can take your car.
Absolutely. This is also a 1959, similar to what I have, in much, much better condition. But as you say, Manny, there's lots here that I can hopefully get close to being, looking at the seats, looking at the wheels, the driving lights. There's so much on this car that's way cool.
And it doesn't take a whole lot to give it that outlaw look while still retaining the original lines and just the beauty and crispness of the 356.
I want you to see the beauty under the engine lid back here. And look at the stacks of the air cleaners. This car is immaculate. Great to see it here at ünStock. So here we are, we kind of landed mid-engine themed area. This Cayman looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a beautiful wrap. It's got that Ruby Star look to it with the matching inserts on the wheels.
BBS wheels, lowered stance.
Flares, it's a perfect, if I had a Cayman, this is what I wanted to look like.
And the wing. Hey Damon, this is something for you to maybe build your car up to.
Sure.
Well,
Do you want me to make it a race car?
Man, he's complaining over there. But let's go to maybe the forefather of this car.
Yeah, so Porsche's first mid-engine street car was made for young people, and so it could be affordable, kind of sort of what the Cayman was, and that became the 914s. Now these, of course, are 914 GT cars. These are cars that Porsche prepared to actually race. So they added the flares. This one has the fuel filler in the front hood, fiberglass hoods, a lot of fiberglass lightweight parts, all to make it even more competitive than it was in stock form.
I love all the details, the hood clips, fuel filter. Of course, you got to have the requisite ünStock decal. As you go to the interior, you can see the roll cage, the seats. This car is all business. And of course, 6-cylinder power plant.
Easy access, and it is the original Cayman Boxster, because
Very
this top
cool.
comes off and now you have a convertible.
I love the color as well. Well done. Now, Sunoco livery. Tell me a little bit about this one, Manny.
The Porsche never raced under Sunoco livery of the 914, but maybe they should have, because this looks awesome in Sunoco blue. The famous Mark Donohue, Roger Penske yellow and blue. That's just synonymous now with Porsche.
You can tell they're a motorsports fan. Sort of the semi-gloss matte finish with the blue and the yellow. Gorgeous car.
The matte makes it actually look faster, I think.
Yeah.
Serious
Look
business.
at this power plant. And what I love best is this car rolled in.
Sorry to interrupt you. I enjoy your
Oh,
videos.
oh, thank you, a fan, as we're recording.
This is my car, but
This is your car?
Yeah.
Very well done.
that's his car over there. So
Very well done.
we're the
We were
914.
just drooling over. Excuse me, if I got something on your fender.
Dude,
Eric Shea and PMB.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Now, what inspired you to do this livery on a 914? Because as he was talking about earlier, it was never that.
Actually, it's a guy in Orange County that I got the car from that did the livery.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a Penske livery from
Yeah.
back in the
Oh,
early
absolutely.
70s.
Yep.
And they were racing, Camaros and Porsches and 917s with this livery.
Mm-hmm.
And stock 914s, 1.7s, 2 liters.
Right.
They are ample to go out on the roads
Yes.
and run,
Yes.
but you've got some serious power in both of these cars that
Yeah,
you'll
230 plus horsepower.
and on these open freeways in California, I'm sure you do the speed limit all the time.
Of course. But we love the
pull each other
canyons.
over.
We go into the hills. That's what we're.
Both beautiful cars. Thank you for bringing them out.
Thanks.
And this is a GT lid.
Yeah.
Oh.
See how it has
Oh, yeah. It's all the way, mesh all the way to the
get
very
more
end.
air into there.
Very nice.
You know your GTs because most people wouldn't get that.
He's a 914 guru,
Oh,
so.
okay.
Only at ünStock do you find a 986 Boxster where the theme, I guess, is less is more?
I think this is the ultimate definition of ünStock. You can still tell it's a Porsche, but everything else has been redone. Almost like they took the body off of it and left the exoskeleton. But Porsche never put all this stuff on here. That's what the owner did. He added the safety cage, which services two purposes. Now it forms the lines of the Boxster, and no one can complain about not getting access to the engine.
Yeah, exactly. You can definitely tell the inspiration from, say, an Ariel Atom. It's probably go-kart light. I believe the car has shed almost 1,000 pounds from its original curb weight.
Little under 2,200 pounds.
22.
Which is very impressive. Boxers are light already, and to bring it down that low, it really improves the power to weight. And this is still a base Boxster. This
Yeah.
is the early 2.5.
Very cool. Very cool.
I just have to add that I would probably be an autocross champion with this car.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In a modified class.
Yes.
So Manny, this is where you were talking about where we've got GT3s parked, but the crowd is around this machine.
Yeah, automation. We're getting a look at what automation looks like in a factory. And whether you like robots replacing humans or not, They're here to stay, and Eibach has it in operation, showing you what the robot does.
Yeah, and the robot is picking up the shock bodies. Everyone's having fun here, but the robot's working.
And not complaining.
They're not complaining. Manny, for this aisle, you put together a trio of GT cars. Let's start with this gorgeous white
And
one.
I also got to give props to Damon, who's behind the camera, because he helped set up the cars with the artistic look. I do the logistics of bringing the cars in. He said whether or not they would look good for photography purposes. So that's why certain cars are parked certain ways. But yeah, this car here, it's like a cup car for the street.
What?
It's incredible. Look at it, it's got the comfortable interior.
Whoa,
but
whoa, what's that I see in the middle?
Look at that shifter.
A sequential shifter for a street car.
Yeah, remote reservoir shocks, a serious wing,
This
beautiful
car is
BBS
insane.
wheels.
Oh,
For
must
everyone
be built by BBI Street
Yeah.
Cup.
This is why we have it in Southern California.
Yeah, cars like these exist here. I know they exist in other places as well, but man, there's quite a few of these ünStock inspired cars in Southern California.
That are street legal.
That are street legal. Now this car here, we saw earlier this year at Works Reunion Monterey.
Yep, up in Northern California.
And the color is striking, but the body, right?
The
right
body and the fact that it's an RS that they took the wing off of and made it like a touring version, which Porsche never did an RS that was for touring.
They personalize it just right.
Yep,
This
and
is
it
a
was
gorgeous
not
car.
the factory, but an individual who made this mods.
You've got to take a look at this interior as well as the little ducktail. It's so tastefully done. It caught our eye at Works Reunion, and here people are crowding around it as you would expect. Understandably, there's a crowd around this GT4 RS because it's pretty wild.
Well, it's not only just a regular GT4, it's a Montai edition. And the Montai, of course, is owned by Porsche, and they're the, if you will, aftermarket tuners for the factory. And they are also not just for looks, they set the Nürburgring lap records. So whenever you see Porsche set a lap record, soon after you see what Montai can do with it once they modify the cars. And you can have those cars they built for the Nürburgring in the street in the US.
Now for this car with Montai, the powertrain, I believe, remains
Stays the
completely
same,
stock.
yep.
And all the tweaks that they do are actually the suspension, the wheels, the brakes.
Yeah, aero, like you said, suspension, brakes, underbody.
And their laboratory is the Nürburgring, so they do all these tweaking.
Their driveway
And then you-
literally takes them right to the Nürburgring. I mean, you have no complaints with that.
They have to go to the Nürburgring and make sure that what they modified on this car actually works.
Works, exactly.
Now I love me a 993 Turbo, but this is a step above that.
Yeah, this is I guess another definition of ünStock, where a man, Alois Roof, decided to build his own modified Porsches and make a living out of it. And in fact, it's his own brand because these are not titled as Porsches, they're titled as Roofs.
And this has everything from wheels, suspension, motor work, interior work, shaved gutters, all these little unique details. As you said, this is probably an OG ünStock car.
Where Montai's testing grounds of Nürburgring, Alois Roof, it's the Autobahn. He takes every car out to the Autobahn, tests it out. He's looking for pure speed and efficiency, and he throws in some style and comfort at the same time, and exclusivity, because these are all super low production runs.
And again, I love the fact that the owner just rolled in, drove it from wherever his home is, and here it is.
Yep.
Totally streetable. Man, check out this 911 GTS.
Man, what a perfect stance. And the wheels is what really, really stands out on this car.
Well, people say I can't really modify the modern cars. This is an example where absolutely, yes, you
without a
can.
doubt.
You've got a modified ducktail here, the lowered stance. They've got a little protection here for the paint here, that mud flap going on. And the best option they have on this car is in the back there. They have a child seat. The family came and hung out with us here today at ünStock. Manny, we had an IROC showing at Works Reunion Monterey, and then the group said that they might come out to ünStock here, and here they are.
Yeah, so we were tasked with trying to figure out a special spot for them. And at the time when we toured Eibach, what was behind me was halfway filled with pallets. When we showed up, it was completely empty, which I saw a starting grid. And that's what we replicated, because this was the IROC series that Roger Penske started. He went to Porsche, said, let me buy so many RSRs and we're going to have the best race car drivers from around the world race the same cars. And this is why each car has a famous driver's name on it, and did a series of races that year. Now, IROC would go on to use other cars, but I really think the first year, the Porsche IROCs were the most famous.
And for me, it's the flares, the flares, the flares, and the skittles of colors for this series. Definitely attention grabbing in the way we have it set up. Well done.
Yeah, these are tribute cars, but these are very accurate tribute cars.
Now there's about 120, 130 other cars outside. Unfortunately, we can't get to all of them. Next time, you'll just have to come join us at ünStock here in Southern California, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Judges, have a listen and follow the volunteers' instructions, please. All right, very good. Round of applause to our first competitor. All right, round of applause. Oh, some burbles from a stock exhaust. Very good. Round of applause. Wow, round of applause for our contestant, please. Round of applause for our contestant. And then the grand prize first place winner will we'll send you a new pair of the limited edition yellow LSX2s, which are valued, I believe, around $1,200. $1,200. So, did you expect that? That exhaust system now was kind of cheap. All right. So, Renee, if you would share with us who is the third place winner.
Third place is going to be the green GT3.
Green GT3, come on up. Make sure you see Melanie. Make sure you get all his information so we can publish it later. All right, and second place?
Second place is the last Cayman, the purple one.
The purple, our DJ's car. Whoa, congratulations. So make sure you see Melanie. All right, and the grand prize winner is?
The white Cayman.
Oh, Posty! Well done. The stock came in. Congratulations.